So today we're reading Genesis 32, which is the prayer about a wronged brother. In this chapter, 20 years earlier, Jacob had stolen the family blessing from his brother Esau. So now in this particular chapter, Jacob was preparing to meet Esau again. Along the way, he had another bizarre and important encounter with God. Okay, so we'll proceed with verse 1, covering this chapter and preparing to meet Esau. So again, this is day 12 along the 650 prayers that are in the Bible. So we're doing that reading. Jacob went on his way, and God's angel met him. When he saw them, Jacob said, "This is God's camp." So he called and placed Mahanaim. Jacob sent messengers ahead of him to his brother Esau in the land of Seir, the territory of Edom. He commanded them, "You are to say to my lord Esau, this is what your servant Jacob says. I have been staying with Laban and have been delayed until now. I have oxen, donkeys, flocks, male and female slaves. I have sent this message to inform your Lord in order to seek your favor." When the messengers returned to Jacob, they said, "We went to your brother Esau. He is coming to meet you, and he has 400 men with him." Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. He divided the people with him into two camps, along with the flocks, herds, and camels. He thought, if Esau comes to one camp and attacks it, the remaining one can escape. Then Jacob said, "God," and here's this is the prayer within this chapter, within chapter 32. This is Jacob's prayer in order to ease his fears. And he leans on God's promise. So at verse 9 is where we start the prayer. Then Jacob said, "God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, the Lord who said to me, 'Go back to your land and to your family, and I will cause you to prosper.' I am unworthy of all the kindness and faithfulness you have shown your servant. Indeed, I crossed over the Jordan with my staff." I crossed over the Jordan with my staff, and now I have become two camps. Please rescue me from my brother Esau, and I am afraid of him. Otherwise, he may come and attack me, the mothers and their children. You have said, 'I will cause you to prosper, and I will make your offspring like the sand of the sea, too numerous to be counted.'" Well, that ends the prayer in this chapter. So that ends at verse 12. Now we'll continue at verse 13. He spent the night there and took part of what he had brought with him as a gift for his brother Esau: 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 ewes, 20 rams, 30 milk camels with their young, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, and 10 male donkeys. He entrusted them to his slaves as separate herds and said to them, "Go on ahead of me and leave some distance between the herds." And he told the first one, "When my brother Esau meets you and asks, 'Who do you belong to? Where are you going? And whose animal are these ahead of you?' then tell him, 'They belong to your servant Jacob. They are a gift sent to the Lord Esau. And look, he is behind us.'" He also told the second one, the third, and everyone who was walking behind the animals, "Say the same thing to Esau when you first find him. You are also to say, 'Look, your servant Jacob is right behind us.' For he thought, 'I want to appease Esau with the gift that is going ahead of me. After that, I can face him and perhaps he will forgive me.' So the gift was sent on ahead of him while he remained in the camp that night. During the night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 slave women, and his 11 sons and crossed the fort of Jabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream with all his possessions. So Jacob then wrestles with God when we enter on verse 24. So let's continue. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. When the man saw that he could not defeat him, he struck Jacob's hip socket as they wrestled and dislocated his hip. Then he said to Jacob, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." "What is your name?" the man asked. "Jacob," he replied. "Your name will no longer be Jacob," he said. "It will be Israel, because you have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed." Then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he answered, "Why do you ask my name?" And he blessed him there. Jacob then named the place Peniel, for he had seen God face to face. He said, "Yet my face had been spared." The sun shone on him as he passed by Peniel, limping because of his hip. That is why still today the Israelites don't eat the thigh muscle that is at the hip socket, because he struck Jacob's hip socket at the thigh muscle. Here we can see that Jacob left with a new walk since he was limping, which is a reminder of God's ultimate power, as well as his new name, which symbolized, his divine change in character and the seal of God's promises. When you go back to verse 26, this also shows the unwavering persistence of Jacob and the fact that hanging on to God for dear life is a key to getting your blessings. Because if you're going to be blessed, it's God who has to do it.